Well, hey folks, I bet you were looking for Smudge. Well, he's out back playing, so you got me. Well, tonight we're having a special guest called Roots and Refuge Farm. Now, our main players in this, face of the channel, is a young lady named Jess, and her husband's Jeremiah. And as Jess calls him Maya for short, I guess. But they, Jeremiah's mother passed unexpectedly just a couple weeks ago. So they've gone through a little bit of a withdrawal, some grieving time. And tonight is going to mark kind of their return to social media. And we are just pleased as can be to have them. So let's take a real quick peek at their channel. This is the homepage of their channel, and you can see the last couple videos here that they have. They talk a little bit about her passing, taking a break. It's worth your time to take a couple minutes, and they have shared with us some of their grieving. Share your time with them. That's pretty much all I can say. Looking over at their videos, they have a wide selection of videos. They recently visited the Heirloom Expo, and they met people like Mike, the Fit Farmer. They hung out a little bit with Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy. Now, we've had them on the channel. We're going to have Mike on the channel here after the Homesteaders of America conference. They also met Becky's Homestead. Now, Becky we've not had on the channel yet. We might sometime in the future. I don't know. We'll have to get a hold of her. But they also are possibly going to be at the Homesteaders of America conference. I know that there's some talk that we're going to do that, but obviously this was before the events of just over the past few weeks here, so I don't know if anything has changed there or not. But her channel consists of a vlog type channel, as well as how-to videos, as well as, geez, what would I do different? So we'll just glance at a couple of these videos. And this is 10 random things you didn't know about Maya.
Okay, I'll just be myself. Fact number one, I am a creative thinker. I have prided myself on being able to think outside the box and solve problems. I find all kinds of knickknacks and doodads to do jobs that they were never intended to do. So what that has actually done in our marriage is that Jessica has learned that I can pretty much figure anything out. And so like when
the good, the bad, the ugly of homesteading.
I'm going to be sharing with you the good, the bad, and the ugly of homesteading. We started our modern homesteading adventure around 4.5 years ago, and
now this was a collab with Wholesome Roots, who again we've also had on Monday Night Live. Morning garden walk and a little bit of peer pressure. To vlog.
Yeah, really nicely. He says he feels like he can have it done by this weekend. I'm really excited to put the chickens in this yard, patch the fence completely, clip their flight feathers, and keep them contained. No longer largely free ranging. They'll still have this really good yard. At this point, we have like
making money on a homestead. How a hobby farm can help pay for itself. Oh, I have to get rid of some of the commercials.
Our garden beds are made out of used tin and cedar trimmings, which are the first cuts off the wood from a lumber mill. We go pick those up. A whole trailer costs $75, and it's a fraction of what it would have taken to build those beds had we bought new lumber from the local hardware store. Our go barn.
Just full of tips and tricks. She does some homeschooling. but one of their kids is not. And she explains in detail why that is.
And how we do this. I do not consider myself an authority on this at all. To be honest, I can see a lot of room for improvement. However, it is something that I do think people make a lot harder than it.
Of course, this is one of the grieving videos.
I just discussed it with our family and Maya, and we all felt like this would be the best way to handle it because we do.
And a very interesting video. If I had a homesteading do-over, things I'd do differently.
You are going to have the opportunity on your farm to do things how you think they should be done.
So, folks, join us tonight, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Take care. We'll see you at 9 p.m. tonight.
All right.
There I am. See, behind the pink hair. Maybe if I could do it like this. There's not enough. Yeah, that's me acting like an idiot. Nothing new there, right, folks? Going to have a wonderful evening. We have two fantastic folks here. And everyone have your questions ready? Let's just shoot them at them. They're not nervous at all. Nah, not in the least bit. We'll make them calm. Everyone here that's already been a guest, I know you had butterflies when you first got on and just make you feel like one of the family. I'm not going to treat you any different. What can I say? It's just what we do. I know there's a lot of folks here that are getting ready to go to the Homesteaders of America conference. We are leaving bright and early Wednesday morning. I made a grape salad today for Country Girl. I also have 2 extra containers of it for some big bear guy and some blacksmith guy named Joshua. If they want them, I asked him on Facebook, so we'll see what he says here, because I know Big Bear is in here. After the live stream tonight, I am making 2 cheesecakes for 2 big burly guys for the Homestead conference. That's me. That's you. So that'll definitely ruin his keto diet for sure. Other than that, it's going to be a nice evening. I know they've been through a rough patch here the past few weeks. All of our condolences go out. We know exactly what they're going through. So let's give them some grins and giggles and let them have a good time. They are going to be traveling about 14 hours with 5 children. God bless their soul. Oh my goodness. Daryl, let's drag them out.
Drag them out?
Let's drag them out. They need a few chuckles after that.
Good evening. You folks are live. Say hello to everybody.
You can tell she's just hi. It's like meeting the parents for the first time.
So not used to being live.
Exactly. Yeah, you're usually on the other side doing the videos, and it's all cool doing that. Yeah. I do know.
So, tell us a little bit about your place. Take turns. Flip a coin.
My name is Jessica, and this is Jeremiah, and we live on 7 acres. Our home and our family next door, it's 7 acres total. We probably use about half of that right now. We have been homesteading here for 5 years. Before that, we lived in town, and this was just like a lifelong dream. We have 6 children, his, mine, and ours. We have a daughter that's here with us on holidays and summers, and then 5 boys that are in the house all the time, keeping it nice and loud. and messy. We have a huge garden, a whole mess of goats, chickens, a couple of big lug dogs, and horses. Gosh, we have a lot going on.
Sounds like it. I didn't hear
Sounds
any.
like a good place to start a farm. What do you think?
I didn't hear any cows. So, are the goats? Are they dairy goats? Or are they?
There are dairy goats, yes. Nubians and Lamanches. So that's our dairy right now. But eventually, we're going to get cows one day.
Okay. Do you have plans for other livestock?
Go ahead.
I am obsessed with the idea of owning alpacas, and one day it will happen.
I thought you were going to tell them about the grief pigs.
Oh, the grief pigs. We did buy some pigs the day that Jeremiah's mom died, because all these people were like, we want to send you flowers, but we figured there's probably something you need more. And they were gifting us money, and so we bought pigs. Grief pigs in lieu of flowers. That's what we bought.
Well, okay then.
I want these folks as neighbors.
I'm not a pig person, so I know what they look like. I can identify one, but I don't know what the different breeds and so forth are. We'd have to get Mike Pratt or Tommy Alderman, or maybe even Big Bear has some pigs, or Deep South has some pigs.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So are these big pigs? Are they little pigs? Or
They're actually really neat pigs. They're called Mangalitsa's, and they are called the Kobe beef of pork. They're really awesome tasting, and they're woolly. They have they look kind of sheepish. They're really neat.
Okay. All right. So you need to brush them.
I don't think you have to brush them. They don't get as thick wool as sheep do. It's more like a thinner coat, but the fact that they have curly hair at all is really wild looking.
Okay.
Big Bear said they have over 60 head of pig right now. Do you have the bodies? Do you have the bodies with them, Jason, or just the heads? Sorry, I have a strange sense of humor sometimes.
And what state are you folks in?
We're in Arkansas.
You're in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, and I see that Nina's in here. Southern Ark Homestead has joined us this evening, so we got at least a couple people from Arkansas. I saw somebody from Colorado. Hey, everybody that's in here, just type in what state you're from, and say hello to everybody else that's in here. Kind of get to know everybody.
We know some of them. Some of them are new. The ones that are new, welcome. I know you came here because of Roots and Refuge, and we appreciate that. I said earlier that I'm trying to catch all the ones that I don't know, and I will go and subscribe once we're done. Hey, Miss Diana, how you doing?
Are you reading
Jen's
these?
mom.
Minnesota, Florida, Michigan, Carolina, Indiana, Idaho,
Vermont,
Ohio,
Utah, Washington, England.
England.
Yeah.
What state is England?
Autumn. Jim Bear, number 42s, Indiana, Montana, New York, North Georgia mountains. We have them all over.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you all for being here.
We'll be going through a few of those states come Wednesday morning and throughout the day.
So, one of the things you like to do there is garden.
Yes.
And your eyes just light up. I mentioned garden and her eyes just light up. It's big. It's like, wow. So, Jeremiah, is that a secret thing you have? When you want her to smile, you just go, garden, honey, garden.
Oh, God. This is a G-rated show, Daryl. Yeah, Goldshaw Farms just said you guys have the most amazing garden.
So what is your favorite thing to grow in the garden?
Tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes, all sorts.
All sorts. Okay. So do you have lots of tomato plants in, I take it?
110?
This year I did 115.
15.
Next year I'm going to do some more because I want to be able to try more things and can more. I didn't can as much as I wanted to this year because I ate so many of them fresh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys have a sizable family, but still, that's a lot of tomato plants.
also grow some that aren't necessarily like production types that do like the big heirloom slicers, so they don't put off quite as much, but I grow more to be able to try lots of different kinds. I grew like 60 varieties this year.
Okay.
Has me beat.
How many bacon sandwiches did you eat?
Through the months of June to September, I eat like tomato and bacon sandwiches like twice a day. I eat them for breakfast. It's absolutely obscene, but you know, I'm grown, so I can do what I want when it comes to.
I'll come out in the kitchen in the middle of the night and grab me a knife, cut one in half, and I'll just stand over the sink and
That's what I do.
Until my tongue burns. Yeah.
Yep.
I have no problem doing that.
Your own meat.
Mm-hmm.
You have to with the amount of tomatoes she's eating.
Yep, gotta bring a pig for my tomato sandwich.
Yep, I love tomatoes.
So how big is your garden?
The fenced area is 10,000 square feet. However, 2/3 of it is raised beds. So the raised bed planting space is about 2,000 square feet of actual planting space. And then we've got a plot in the ground that's like 50 by 60 feet. But we're actually planning on putting in another garden about the same size in the backyard, back to Eden Garden, to do things like row crops like corn and things that are a little more space intensive.
Okay, absolutely. Sounds like a lot. I know it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely a lot, but I really love it.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of work. I'm not sure exactly what your climate is out there, but I know that it's been hot here this summer, just hot and muggy.
We had a ton of rain, a lot of rain this year, which in one hand is a blessing, and another hand it just creates a lot more work.
Yeah. Tamara Butterworth is asking, how are the kids' gardens going?
The kid garden is doing better than our garden is.
I planted a bunch of seeds in my garden that my chickens have just gotten in and destroyed. And of course, we've been really busy with other stuff this last few weeks, and I haven't been able to police it. And the chickens are free ranging. We're trying to get a coop built to get them contained. And so they've scratched up all of my root vegetables. I keep replanting them, and I have to chase chickens out every day. My kids' garden, for some reason, the chickens left alone. So they've got carrots and radishes and everything coming up really well.
Yes, the autumn chat is super fast. Right at the moment, we have 112 in here, so it's going to be going super fast. So that's why I'm trying to catch them all and typing as fast as I can to say hello to everybody. If not, I do apologize. If you, I know Country Girl, if you can put all your questions in caps. If I don't catch them, one of our mods will. That's what we pay them for. We do pay them, don't we, Daryl?
Yeah, we give them as much grief as possible.
Oh, okay.
That's free of charge.
Okay, as long as we pay them. Well, we'll be seeing one of them this weekend, so.
Maybe more, who knows?
Yeah, well, Country Girl, she's one of our mods.
So.
Ohio, light so bright. We're Ohio also.
Yes.
Terry Trotto, has Ben given the pigs special names?
He hasn't met them yet.
I actually named the pigs. Ben gets his skills from me. I love naming stuff. So we got a breeding trio of pigs. These are not going to be eaten. These are going to be breeders. So we have 2 gilts and a boar coming. And the boar's name is Gerard. And the gilts are named Clementine and Fanny.
There we go. I like that. Clementine and Fanny.
So, we will definitely be calling her Aunt Fanny.
Aunt Fanny.
So do you stay awake at night coming up with these names? Or?
This is a skill.
It's a skill. There we go. It's one of those skill things. You don't have to spend.
Good heavens.
Living Miracle Homestead is asking, is there a plant that you won't grow?
A plant I won't grow. I do not grow super hot peppers like, ghost peppers and that sort of thing, because my kids just eat everything in my garden. and I don't want them to accidentally eat something that's going to hurt them. So I don't grow any super hots. About the hottest thing I'll grow is like a habanero, and I make sure they know to leave them alone. And Tabasco peppers.
I was going to say, those Tabasco pepper, those are...
Yeah. 180 Degrees from Average is asking, what do you think of Jasper, Arkansas?
I don't know much about Jasper, Arkansas. I've been there before, but I don't really know much about it.
What do they think about Jasper, Arkansas?
Yeah, 180 Degrees. What are your thoughts about it? We'll be seeing them also this week.
Yeah, I'm so excited to meet you guys. I love 180 Degrees. Their channel is so sweet, and that's one that I watch really regularly. So I'm really excited. You guys are in here.
we met them in Missouri at the Life Conference, at Doug and Stacy's Life Conference.
Yeah,
and very nice. Him and his son.
Matter of
very nice folks.
we had them on our live stream there for
as long as it lasted.
Yeah, for as long as it lasted. Well, we had internet.
That internet was awful at the campground.
We're going to have to get him on here one of these nights.
They want to know, is the chicken coop finished yet?
Actually, in the video that we put out honoring my mom, there's a clip of the chicken coop, and it's about 85% finished. We've got to do some more finishing touches and some siding on the back, but I think we might get it done before we might get it done right after we get back.
Jeremiah and his brothers are all like really, really handy, and they all have construction backgrounds and building things. And so when Mom died, they came back here and they were like, we can't just sit still. We've got to do something. And so I've actually named the chicken coop, since I like to name stuff, Coop 3, because they just I'm thinking like, well, how are you doing this? But to each their own. We all deal with things differently. They built a chicken coop in their grief.
Dawn Breeze is asking, Jess, if you are prepared now for the winter chores coming up.
I am looking forward to the winter. It's pretty slow. Okay, Jeremiah's laughing. If you mean who's going to stick their boot in the ice of the waters, that's this guy. So yeah, I'm totally ready.
As soon as it gets here, she'll be ready for it not to be wet.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I so hear you. Lady Wisdom Speaks Academy. I like that channel name. How do you organize your garden? Do you mediate and then plan?
It's more like a fly by the seat of my pants thing. I spend an excessive amount of time like playing in my seeds. Like I'll just sit down when I'm bored, like that happens. When I have free time, and sometimes when I don't have free time, when I'm just avoiding what I need to be doing, I'll sit down and like look up all my seed varieties, and I narrow down what I want to plant, but I just go down there and pretty much plant it. It's not super.
And lost their audio.
Lost the audio?
Yeah, I couldn't hear what she said at the end.
Right at the end, it dropped off there, and I see that we've had a couple of little internet spikes here. So
that could have been it. Jesse Beltrain is asking, Jess, if you'd please make a vlog on how you video and edit.
Yes, I will absolutely do that, Jesse.
Cool.
I will do.
Cool.
I'm actually planning a series for content creators, sharing about like equipment and intro equipment and some different things like that. Before I did this, for about 10 years, I was a photographer. And so I actually have completely like learned this on the fly and taught myself, and I'm still learning. I still have so much to grow, but I want to be able to teach people and encourage people to just get started, because I think we can all grow as we do what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you do a very good job at it, by the way. So, Tamara Butterworth says, what channel were you all talking about that you watch? Yes, I think it was 180 Degrees.
Right, from average.
180 Degrees from Average, I believe, is the channel she was talking about.
Jump Off is asking, what are you itching to grow from your heirloom trip?
Oh, gosh. Let me think about that for just 1 second. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of it. There were some beans I got from Hudson Valley Seed Company that I was really excited about. They were called Red Swan, and those were really pretty. I got some different kales I'd never heard of that I'm really looking forward to. And I got a lot of different stuff that I'm really looking forward to.
Cool. Terry is asking, what advice can you give that someone to someone who wants to start a blog?
A blog? In my opinion, is being diligent. It's really more important to put out honest content regularly than be a perfectionist. It's something I really have to get over. Because I put out videos and I made a mistake, whatever, and I want to take them down, or I would make posts and it wouldn't be exactly what I wanted to when I was really blogging more regularly, and I would want to take it down or just post nothing. And you really have to get in the mindset to do the best you can, be honest and transparent, but just something. Production at some point has to override perfection. You won't get anything done.
Okay, and for those of you out there, yes, the sound is going in and out some, and it's beyond our control at this point.
Yeah.
Seems to be some internet issues here.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's this end or the YouTube end, or if it's on their end, or just somewhere in between at one of the routers. So
Victoria Hansen is asking, what is the weirdest thing you love about gardening?
I love playing in the dirt. I just love getting dirty. I think it's really fun. And I lived a lot of my adult life where there was never an excuse to get to play in the dirt. So I just think that's a really fun part about being a grown-up gardener.
Cool. That works. Goldshaw Farm is asking, how did you build your Instagram audience?
Just a long time of posting and interacting with people regularly. I think I started to grow on Instagram like 4 years ago or something like that, and just really making relationships with people, because I think people know if you're there to just if you treat it like a business, I think people will treat it like a business. But if you treat it like a friendship,
right,
people treat it like a friendship. And so really engaging with people. Some of my very close friends I met on Instagram. We talk on the phone. We text regularly. We actually do life together aside from that platform. And I think that's probably just the best advice I can give, is just really engage with people.
Yeah, just hitting that little red heart doesn't mean squat.
Oh, right. I mean, really caring about people and reaching out and remembering them and that sort of thing. Because then what happens is people promote you when they feel valued, and you have to actually value people in order to feel that.
Yeah, that's very true. Whether it's Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, they know when you put yourself out there. Yeah. Let's see. Northern Ohio Homestead, Linda Riley, Jeremiah, what's your favorite thing to do on the farm?
I am a slow thinker. I like to really consider my words before saying things.
Okay, Jeremiah, I'm going to make it real easy for you. You got to think about that here for just a little bit. I'm going to queue up our first trivia question. Okay. So we'll let that play in. We'll do our first trivia, and then when we're done with that, you can come back with the answer. How's that?
And before we do that, I just want to put in here Victoria Hansen just stealing the phone to let you know that says, my wife is literally obsessed with you guys. She watches your channel on the 50-inch TV. I love it.
There you go. All right, so here we go, folks. Okay, for those of you that are new here this evening, every Monday night we ask a couple trivia questions about our guests. And if you are the first person to answer that question correctly, you will win a genuine United States currency $2 bill. We will mail it to you. So it is real, folks. For those millennials that might be out there, they actually did make $2 bills. We have seen them refused in stores.
Oh, Lord,
we have
yes,
seen them
I
that they
did.
don't know how to make change for them, and
Yeah.
it doesn't. But absolutely, a genuine U.S. $2 bill. So here's some very simple rules. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window, as it is received and recorded on the stream here at Two Family Homestead. That stream is embedded in the screen right now, so everybody can see it. And that is the official order of responses. On your computer, it may be in a different order. And if we have 100 people out here, everybody's got their own order. So this is the official order. If you are the winner, please send us an email with your address. We ask you to do that promptly to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com, and we will return via postal mail to you. As far as I know, anywhere in the world. We have sent to England and Australia and Canada, and so yeah, it's not United States only.
That's right.
So ready for the questions, folks? What do you think, Sharon?
Go for it. We already got Jim Beers and Big Bear.
All right, here we go, folks. Question number 1. What is our youngest son's name?
Everybody have the Jeopardy tune going in there.
Tamara Butterworth. Tamara Butterworth jumped right in there first.
Sure did.
This Ben, Sam, John.
Tamara, please send us an email to familyhomestead@gmail.com with your mailing address, and we will be sending you out a $2 bill.
And just realize that if we don't get your address by tomorrow afternoon, it won't be sent out till next week.
Yeah, because we're leaving Wednesday morning early.
And I'm not taking the $2 in stamps and envelopes with me.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll come back with another one here after a bit. Let's bring
BC Truck said that's his son's name. No, Big Bear, it's not cheesecake. That's what you're going to be eating this weekend.
Let's bring our guests back here. And
Jenny Duncan says, got lost in the garden, but I'm here now. Jess, you should see my tomatoes I planted along with you in July. 2 of them are flowering.
Wow.
Very
That's
good.
so
Cool.
okay, for those of you that are new here again this evening, we do have a phone line that's available that you can call in and ask questions if you like to our guests. It is only one line. It's not a party line type thing. So if we're talking to somebody and the phone rings, I won't be able to answer it. So in other words, we can't stack up callers, but the phone number is on the screen if anybody would like to call and ask our guest a question. And well, Jeremiah, have you had time to think about your answer? I forgot the question.
What's his favorite thing to do on the farm?
What's your favorite thing to do on the farm?
My favorite thing to do on the farm is to spend time with the horses. All of our horses give really good hugs. So I just like just going out to the field with them and pushing them around, and I love the way horses smell. I just like the horse.
Shayla Spencer.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this June?
No.
Tamara Butterworth.
Tamara Butterworth. You are live and on the air.
I just told Jess and Maya that I'm.
Okay, just if you have your YouTube up you need to turn it down. It's just like a radio call-in show because it would be very delayed. But just go ahead and speak slowly, clearly, and normally. Okay, Tamara, I'm not hearing you.
You may want to try to call again. The connection may not be real good.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Sarah from 180 Degrees from Average.
Well, hi, Sarah.
Hi. I just wanted to call and say hi to Jess and Jeremiah because I am not going to be able to be at HOA. So I'm saying hi now.
Hi. I'm so sad we're going to miss you, but it's so nice to hear your voice on here talking to us.
This is such a cool thing that they do, and it's very bizarre because I'm watching over Ethan's shoulder on the computer and everything is delayed.
We just love you guys. I love y'all's channel. Y'all are so sweet and real, and I just love it.
Yeah,
well, I really appreciate that because we totally love your channel.
Well, we heard a lot about you at the Life Conference when we were all in Missouri.
Yeah, at the campground.
At the campground, yep.
Yeah, I know, and it's too bad that Ethan said that was a lot of fun when he got to hang out with you guys. And he's excited because he and Lawrence will be at Homesteaders of America this weekend, so he'll be there and he'll get to see you all again.
And Lawrence was just so well behaved. We had a very nice visit, very nice time.
Good. I'm glad to hear that he was well behaved. Hopefully he will be again this next weekend.
Boys will be boys.
I found
y'all's
part. Channel from the video from that weekend, from the live conference. That's how I came across you guys and been watching you regularly since then.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So, you have any questions for our guests here this evening?
Okay, so the first thing that I should be planting in my new kitchen garden when we get moved into the new farmhouse.
Oh, so yeah, I would say get your herbs in. Like if you're really just starting a good garden, because they'll reseed themselves, and once you get your herbs started, you won't ever have to plant them again if you don't mind them coming up in the same place. Like that's the first thing to get going. I would say.
That's the best thing to have for a kitchen garden because I use herbs every single meal I cook.
Yes, and they're good for medicinal purposes, they're good for culinary purposes, and I mean, there are just so many uses for them. They're great to have in your garden as far as creating a beneficial habitat for the good insects that you want there in an organic garden. So herbs are like a must-have all over a garden, and then you can plant your seasonal stuff around those.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was so nice talking to you guys.
If you need any mint, let me know. I have mint coming out my ears.
I will do that.
Truly and honest, I do. I have it everywhere.
All right. Thanks so much for calling. You have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Jess Shayla Spencer's asking, will you be collecting and selling seeds from the garden?
Eventually, that is a goal of mine. Eventually, I do not have the capacity for it right now. I'm pretty much at the end of what I can do, and I've set a goal on for myself for a book to have done within the next 6 months. So maybe after a year or two, something I want to do.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
It's Terry Trotto.
Terry.
Terry, how are
Terry,
you?
how you doing?
I am good.
Well, say hello to our
Hello,
guests here this
Jess
evening.
and Jeremiah.
Hi, Terry.
Go ahead. I've backed out of the conversation. You guys go right ahead.
Hi. I wanted to first say that I love y'all's channel. I found your channel through someone mentioned you guys in another live stream, and I gotta admit, I love your garden. I fell in love with your garden, and it is absolutely beautiful. one of the biggest things I love to grow is tomatoes, and you have so many different kinds, and I want to try so many. And thanks to you, I am going to be trying some of those from Wild Boar Farms and the other seed sites you posted. But if you could grow any tomato over again that is heat tolerant, what tomatoes would you suggest?
Oh my gosh, this is like asking which one of my kids is my favorite. Okay.
I know you have a huge seed collection. I love it. I had to get rid of like 2,000 packs of seeds before I moved down to South Carolina a couple years ago.
One tomato. No, I think it would be Paul Robinson, which that's new for me. Like that, it took the first place this year. I've had a long-standing favorite in Dr. Witchy's, which someone told me I say that wrong, but it's, I don't know, White's I think is what it's actually supposed to be.
I like Witchy's better.
Yeah, I like Witchy's better.
That sounds good.
But yeah, Paul Robinson, if I had to grow one, it would be that one. Because it has really great flavor, it does really well, it produces a lot, it's real smoky, and it's great on sandwiches, but you can also can it. The problem with Witchy's is it's a yellow tomato, and their acid's a little lower, so that can get a little weird in canning. So I would say Paul Robinson if someone tied my hands and only let me have one tomato, but I hope that never happens, because that would be torture.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'm definitely going to have to try that one. And I'm definitely going to get some seeds for the arroz con pollo, the peppers. I want to try them.
Yes, that is a really fantastic. I'm actually filming a garden tour tomorrow, and I'm harvesting all the peppers that are red off that plant, or the plant, and there's a bunch of them. I'm going to dehydrate them before we leave for Virginia. I need to get it done because I've been putting it off.
Oh, wow. Did your Tabasco pepper plant ever slow down on putting out peppers?
No, it is covered again with blossoms. The frost is going to be what kills it, because it is loaded down. My friends Lauren and Brandon have actually come, because I can't eat those hot peppers. I put one of those peppers in my mouth this year and bit it and spit it out, and that is the extent of it. I put some in some vinegar. I made some sauce that was too hot to eat for me, so I gave it all away. And my friends Lauren and Brandon have come every single week. They have picked gallons and gallons and gallons. Everybody that they know is getting hot sauce for Christmas.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't do hot peppers either. My kids don't like really spicy stuff, and I don't like spicy stuff. But I was going to definitely try the arroz con pollo peppers.
Yeah, the arroz con pollo is really a neat pepper. It's got great flavor, very mild heat. I will always grow that one. It's got a place in my garden for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go so you can talk to others if they call in. You guys have a safe trip up to Virginia, and I will see you in your future videos.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Yep, thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Jess and Jeremiah, Life in Farmland is asking me, after spending time at Baker Creek, are you trying any new varieties? And if so, what are you most excited about?
So I don't get all googly-eyed over tomatoes. I actually don't really like tomatoes very much. Yeah, one of the red ones.
Okay, Jeremiah, your sound is kicking out here again.
All right, so I'm not real big on like the tomatoes and stuff. My thing is fruit, and that's not something we grew a lot of this year. But when I was at Baker Creek, actually when we went to the seed vault or seed bank, there was actually the lady running that had a lot of advice to give on trees and types of trees we could plant in our climate and different things like that. So I just sat there for, I don't know, 50 minutes while Jessica walked through the seed bank with her eyes, looking at all the different seeds. So I'm excited about expanding into a fruit orchard, berry bushes, different things like that.
And I took the opportunity of being up there at Baker Creek to get a lot of the seeds that I've grown before that I no longer had seeds for, that I hadn't saved any. I've just forgotten or never got around to it. Like Parisian pickling cucumber is one of my favorite cucumbers. It's always the earliest one. It's a gherkin. You harvest it small. It's so good. And I got some more of those seeds. I was really excited about that. I bought a lot of eggplants. Because I didn't have very good success with those this year. Last year I had so many eggplants I didn't know what to do with them. Like I was giving them to the pig and the chickens. But a lot of things I've already tried. I did not buy a lot of tomato seeds. I bought a lot of flower seeds. I'm really excited to grow cut flowers next year. And I'm going to be starting a lot of that stuff from seed.
Okay, and for those that tried to call during our last call, I apologize, but we can only take one call at a time. The phone line is open. If you'd like to try when we don't have one on the line, we'll certainly get you here. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
Well, I'm turning it over. That was my public service announcement.
I'm just seeing if there's any questions, so I didn't say anything.
I'd also like to say, too, because I was excited Life in Farmland was asking a question. That is a really great channel. If you guys have not been watching their sweet family, such beautiful cinematography. That's another one of my favorites to watch. I'm glad you guys are here.
Eric is has a wonderful channel. We hope to get him on the show here.
Yes. And VW Family Farm. This is their very first live video to watch.
Wow. No, these are our friends. Yeah. They live near us.
We're actually about to meet them in person.
Yeah, we're about to get together in person after Virginia, it looks like. But yeah.
Cool. It's awesome. Let's see. I don't see any.
There was one about the pegboard.
Yeah, Angela, you're right. I just saw that, Jeremiah. I love your pegboard organizer in your kitchen. Has it been as handy as you originally thought?
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Lori from Kansas.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that, please? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hi. Lori from Kansas.
Lori from Kansas. Well,
yeah.
You are on the air. If you have your YouTube turned up, it's best to turn it down because there is a delay. And
no, I walked away.
Okay.
Yeah, I walked away from it. I don't have a question. I just wanted to tell Jeff and Jeremiah how much I admire them, and they have inspired me to try new vegetables, and I'm looking forward to the next spring.
And you're making them blush.
Thank you. I love that. I love to be able to inspire people to try new things. That's totally a passion of mine, so I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, they're a wonderful couple.
Yes, they are. I am so grateful that I stumbled across them and their channel.
Thank you so much.
So do you have any questions for them? Anything to make them really earn their keep here tonight?
I think they've earned it.
But no, I just wanted to let them know that they've touched me and that I appreciate them both.
They're a wonderful young couple, nice family, and we're very, very happy that they're here this evening.
Yes. Thank you. You guys have a great night, and hopefully someone else can call in.
Okay. Thanks so much for calling. You have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay, folks. We don't bite if you want to call. So wherever you were at, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I don't have a way to kind of take them off to the side.
Someone asked about the pegboard. I've seen that on, what was that? Julia Childs had a pegboard like that on her show. And I got on a big Julia Childs kick when I was learning how to cook. I watched that show, Julie and Julia, that movie, and got totally inspired. And I said I wanted one for a really long time. And so as soon as we bought our house, Maya put that up for me. And I love it. It is really awesome. Because cast iron, it gets kind of weird when you stack it. You have to make sure it's all like But yeah, so I like the pegboard. It's great for hanging cast iron, and it's pretty.
Make sure you clear coat it.
Yeah, make sure you clear coat it if you're going to put cast iron on it, because it.
You need to explain that sound.
Oh, I need to explain the sound?
You need to explain that sound.
Okay. Well, we have a phone call. Let me get that first. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is June Frazier from Missouri.
Hi, June Frazier. Say hello to our wonderful young couple here this evening.
Hi, Jess and Maya.
Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you for all the videos that you've done, and thank you for inspiring all of us. You've really inspired me. I've been a gardener since I was real young, but you inspired me this year to plant a second row of beans, and I'm getting beans off of my fall garden.
I'm so excited. I'm getting mine too. My beans have really just started coming in this last week or so. It's so awesome.
Yeah, and I love your devotionals.
Thank you. You have been one of my big encouragers, Miss June. I always appreciate your comments.
I appreciate them because I broke my back about 4 years ago, and I don't know, but your devotionals just touch me a lot, and I appreciate them.
We're kind of emotionally charged this week, so we cried over that.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me to hear stuff like that.
Just thank you for all the devotionals and all the videos that you do. It's just, I don't know how you fit it all in with your big family.
We help a lot.
Well, and she's young. She has a lot of energy.
And I drink coffee at 9 o'clock at night. Golly.
Drinking that out of habit.
Thank you so much, June. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you.
And Maya, I'm so proud of him. He does just about everything you ask him to do.
Just about.
Yeah. And that's good because that's teamwork. Really teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah, my honeydew list for like the next deficit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Daryl's honeydew
And I'm
list
so
is never
sorry.
ending.
I just wanted to say I'm so sorry for your loss. All your family.
It's a big one. It's a bittersweet part of life that, love costs you sorrow, and that's where we're at. But, we keep thinking, like, would we have changed? Right now we have this big void because he was so close to here, but we wouldn't have changed that. We wouldn't have given up. It's so precious that we got that. So it's the the great trade-off in that. But thank you so much.
Yeah, I know, because my mother, she's 80 years old, and I worry about that time when it comes, but I know God will help me through it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Christ is genuinely sufficient in every situation, in every circumstance, and he shows himself strong when we're weak, and that has been our experience.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take any more of your time so somebody else can call. Thank you very much for letting us call.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
calling, and you have a wonderful week.
Bye-bye.
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 Well, I have to ask you two. Are you still nervous?
No, I'm good now. I feel pretty good.
That's a good question to answer.
Tamara's asking, do you have any advice on how to get your spouse to join in on the homesteading dream?
Go with that.
On the front end.
lost your audio again.
I would say the best way is to vet them, make sure that they're on board on the front end. But if that's too late, then I would say get out there and do it yourself. Eventually he'll feel bad for you and just start helping.
Is that the way to do it? Now we all know, ladies. BC Trick says you're not nervous anymore, you need more coffee.
Or you can let Jessica just bring home 30 chickens before we're ready, and then, either he can help you or he'll watch the chickens die.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, well, I think it's about time for another trivia question.
I think you're
so
right.
you guys take a break, grab a drink of water if you want, and we'll get this queued up here. Okay, folks, those of you that are new here, I'll repeat the rules one more time. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as is received and recorded on the stream here. You will find that chat window is embedded in the picture on the screen. That is the official order of chat. On your computer, it may be in a different order and probably is. If you are the winner, please send us an email with your address. We ask you to do it promptly, and we will send you back in return mail a $2 bill. So for tonight's second question, are we ready?
I'm just reading some of the answers.
How many siblings does Jeremiah have? How many siblings does Jeremiah have? There we go. First answer. Jacqueline Kessler. Jacqueline Kessler, congratulations. You were the first one to come through on the screen here. Please send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com and give us your mailing address, and we will send you a $2 bill.
Let's see. Amber is asking, do you plan on doing any cast iron cooking videos or more canning videos?
Yes, I am doing both of those things. I'm going to finish the series that I started about canning and just do like a really basic overview of pressure canning, because I did just like a canning overview and then a water bath canning overview. So I'll do that first. And I'm actually working on a cookbook that I'm hoping to have published next year. And I know as I start really compiling that information, I'm sure it's going to spark a lot of videos. Plus, my plan is to really cover a lot of the kitchen stuff in the winter whenever I'm not so busy outside on the farm.
Cool. Cookbooks is something that just everyone wants one. I mean, I only have one or two. You never did explain what that noise was.
All right, somebody has asked about that noise, so we will explain what that is.
They giggle every time they hear it.
Well, what that is, what that is, and if you had the screen up, you might perhaps see it. I don't know, but when we get a new subscriber that subscribes during one of our live streams.
Oh, cool! Everybody go do that. Let's make that.
I know she was going to say that.
Come on, guys.
Hey, before we get bombarded with the noise, Zavia Hope has asked a couple of times and hasn't got it answered yet, but she was asking about what kind of fruit trees we're going to put in the orchard.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go get it.
So we are confident in apple pears because that's like... There it goes. That's a perfect climate in Arkansas for those two for sure. But I'm going to get a little more adventurous. Like I want to try some apricots. I was talking to the lady at Baker Creek. She said that peaches might not do so well in Arkansas, but I'm going to try those too. She also said that figs might not do well, but my brother, Paul, who has a rental property. Oh, yeah. So Xavier actually sent us figs. Some random fig tree in his backyard, and we went and harvested all of his figs and made jam this year. So we're definitely looking at figs, apples, pears, apricots, peaches.
Jeremiah, would you like a peach tree this week?
We'll bring you one.
I have saplings. If you would like one, I will put one in the truck with us.
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, Daryl. It's Stephen.
You finally got through.
Hi, Stephen. Say hello to our guests.
How you two? Having a good night?
Yeah.
Stephen will also be at the conference. He is Brown Coat Homestead from up east.
Up east, yeah. What?
Very up east.
Vermont, I think, right?
New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
I won.
So.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing everybody at the conference. And I heard you say you were into photography. Did you have a dark room of your own?
No, I am a youngster. I'm 32. When I was a senior in high school, when I really started getting into photography, like I always took pictures and I did the film thing and I learned on a film DSLR. But I started shooting digital around 2003, I think. Just pretty early on in digital even being a thing. And then when I really picked up photography professionally, it was 2007. And so that was I went straight into digital. I would love to pick up film photography one day and have a dark room and do all of that as a hobby. I also want to do pottery. I have so many things I want to do. I have way more things I want to do than time to do them.
You have a whole lifetime ahead.
Yeah, I understand that feeling.
But yeah, I did photography for almost 10 years professionally. I had my own small business. It was always a side business. At the most I ever worked was, maybe like 30 hours a week. I did that when my babies were little. But I photographed, the last few years I did it, I photographed birth, which was the coolest thing ever. To get to be in the room with people when they had their babies and to just tell that story for like lifestyle photography. It was very journalistic, and I loved that. I still actually work as backup for a birth photographer that's a friend of mine, and I probably shoot about 3 births a year right now just doing backup, and it's something I'm very passionate about.
That photographer is the photographer who took the photos of the party.
Yeah, of Jana's party. We had professional photos done. That's my friend that I work with, and she's a birth photographer as well. So
cool.
Great. What is your favorite vegetable that you enjoy growing in your garden?
Well, I answered earlier my favorite thing to grow is tomatoes, but that's actually a fruit. So my favorite vegetable I like kale, and and radishes. I love all the things. There's really I really love equally all fruits and vegetables.
She doesn't discriminate.
I don't discriminate. I would say if I had to grow one vegetable, it would probably be kale. I could eat kale every day and not get tired of it by juicing it and sauteing it, but I don't eat it raw. But I love it like kale chips and sauteed with eggs, and I'll juice it.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you at HOA. This will be my first year, and I was able to make it thanks to the luck of the draw, winning tickets with the Two family.
Oh, yay! I'm glad you'll be there. Y'all want to know something crazy? We were really praying because we wanted to go to that, and we were like, I don't know if we can swing it. We were kind of figuring out like hotel costs and looking for an Airbnb. Mm-hmm. And I shared a post to win tickets, and my mom called me and was like, Jesse, your cousin William lives in Front Royal, Virginia, and he has an ice cream shop downtown. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he moved to the East Coast whenever I was a kid. I mean, I haven't seen him in 10 years. We have a big family. And sure enough, he lives in Front Royal, so we're staying with him, and I get to see my cousin that I haven't seen in 10 years. Really cool. Random thing, but awesome.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
That worked out great.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I found a good B&B to stay at, and they're going to pick me up at the bus stop after flying into Dulles. So it should be a fun event.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
All right. Well, you have a great night. I'll look forward to the rest of the interview and seeing you on over the weekend.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Stephen. Stephen, thanks for calling.
My pleasure. Have a good one, and see you too as well at the conference.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
We'll all be there. Bye-bye. Take care now.
Jess and Jeremiah and Soroka's asking, how is the kids' garden going, and what is the latest thing that they have enjoyed planting?
Yeah, planted all at once, so they've got everything in. And of course, they've been helping me succession sow radishes in my garden all season, especially extra since the chickens keep scratching them up. But it's going well. Their garden's growing really well. They check on it every day. They water it. They haven't had too much because we've had a lot of rain, and I'm going to have them go down and mulch it with me probably before we leave for Virginia. I'm going to teach them how to do that. So it's going really well.
Okay, and Tamara Butterworth asked about where the HOA is being held, and Terry promptly got her answered there. Front Royal, Virginia is where the conference is going to be held this year.
Yeah, and I know we had earlier the president/founder of the HOA.
Yes, Amy was in the
Amy
room.
Farrell was in here. Wonderful person. Just love her to pieces. Denise is asking, do you have a problem with critters or deer, and how do you handle that?
We currently have 2 very young deer that apparently are orphans that are coming up to the garden. As long as we keep the gate shut, they don't come in. Jeremiah has cracked up a plan to feed them out there in the woods until they get big enough to shoot. But no, we don't have too bad a problem with critters. I don't know why that is. I haven't done anything to get rid of them. I've never dealt with like birds or squirrels or anything like that, thankfully. I have dogs and a cat, but like I don't know. They leave it alone for the most part.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Or not so much a question. I'd like a little bit more explanation on the music part that you have in your videos. I understand that you have an artist that helps you out somewhat exclusively. I don't know if it's other channels as well, but explain how that all got started.
And she's a pianist too.
Well, and I know that you play the piano.
Yeah,
and guitar.
And guitar a little bit, yeah. One of our very best friends in the whole world is named Daniel Smith, and we've known Daniel for years now. We were in ministry together, is how we met, and just close.
Yeah,
oh, Daniel's on there. Hey, that's me. Daniel's one of our very best friends. He is an incredibly gifted worship leader and just like crazy good songwriter and really awesome. He is really precious to us, and he has provided every lick of music we've used on our channel. The very early videos were not Daniel, like years ago. We've had a handful of videos, but anything that you've seen within the last year and a half or so is all Daniel's music. And it's amazing. And yeah, he literally just sends me new songs all the time. He'll sit down and record new songs, and they're all just recorded on the phone. But he does have an album that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. That's awesome.
Okay, well, I thought I saw him in the chat room there,
he's there.
And he's done some real nice stuff. And I know, according to some of your videos, he's already got a couple albums out, but he's going to be doing a studio recorded album. Or that's coming out. So
he has a YouTube channel. I have encouraged him to start a channel because one time I messed up and I accidentally left like a 5-minute clip of music on the end of a thing. It was just an editing mistake. And so many people were like, I would love to have that. I just listened to it over and over. And I was like, Daniel, you need to start putting some of this stuff up for people to listen to. So he started a channel. He commented, if you'll comment again. He's got a lot of just instrumental stuff. The music you hear on my channel, he uploaded it in videos so people could just play a playlist, and it's great background music. I mean, come on, it's the background of all of my videos. But yeah, and he does some videos sharing his life. He's starting his own garden there in Alabama, doing a Back to Eden garden. He's working on sourcing some chips right now and has been gardening in containers. So y'all can give him a follow if you want to keep up with his channel and more music.
Okay. So is there anything, what's your 5-year plan for where you're at? Are you gonna follow Doug and Stacy's path and turn the electric switch off? Or are you gonna go with any solar?
I will tell you that hanging out with Doug and Stacy while we were in California and really talking to them, and you know, I've watched their channel for a long time, but just like the conversations that we had really inspired to need less, you know, like to really step back from our consumption of just, you know, everything. We get so stuck on convenience. The 5-year plan, we actually plan on staying where we are for at least 5 years. Eventually, we would love to have more space than this, to be able to be genuinely sustainable, to make hay and grow the feed for our animals, because on this small of a space, with as many animals as we raise to feed our family, it would be hard to grow their food too. So I would say the 5-year plan is to get, we have a well, but we're going to switch over to that. We would eventually like to do some solar and get off the grid in that sense. By the end of 2019, I would like to be growing 90% of our food, even if that means not eating some things, you know, like backing off the grocery store almost entirely. We are working out a lease with our neighbor for a good chunk of land to be able to graze our horses on, because they're on really kind of a small space now. It's expensive in hay. But that's kind of as far as we're looking forward to right there.
Okay, we get more questions pop up through there?
Yeah, that I can see.
Well, we certainly want to thank everybody that's in the chat there. We asked those earlier that, you know, type in the chat where you're from, and I think we pretty well covered not only the United States, but we had a couple countries in there as well. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. We wanted to remind you that we do this every Monday night, and we do it with big channels like Off Grid with Doug and Stacy and Justin Rhodes and folks like that, as well as very, very tiny channels. We've had some that just had a couple hundred subscribers that are just getting started. So we try to hit all the way across. But folks, I'll tell you what, everybody has something to offer. You can't watch them all, but by all means, take a look. If you see anything you like, doesn't hurt you to hit that subscribe button, and we urge you to do that. Anything else from you?
Not for me. I've enjoyed it. It's been fun.
So it's been a little bit over an hour. I'm going to ask our guests, you know, are you in curfew mode, or would you like to stick around a little bit? You got anything else you want to talk about?
If anybody has any other questions, we can answer some. We've got a little bit more time before our kid. We banished our kids next door with their aunt, so that we could actually do this, because it wouldn't have happened if they were here. But we got a little bit of time.
Do you ride your horses?
All of our horses are rideable. I have not ridden them. I have not ridden them recently because of some space issues, and we had to set it down to handle some other stuff that was going on. So they're healthy. They're just, you know, they're all over. Most of them are 10 years old or older. They've all had jobs before on different ranches.
They're all rescue horses.
We rescued them from a kill pen before they got shipped out of the country for meat. And so they're all well trained. I could trust any of them to saddle up and ride. I just haven't had a lot of time.
They would be rude. I mean, like, they haven't been ridden in very long. Like, you could saddle them up and ride, but they would be testy. But we have ridden them. We just haven't ridden them recently.
That's about to change, because one of my biggest things I wish I had put more time in was riding, especially with my mom while she was here. So.
Yep. So we're about to actually tackle that probably in the next month or so. Start working with them again and pinning them and working on training.
Okay, well, Terry Trono has asked, what are some of the other crafts you like to do?
And how's the leather work going?
I'm actually getting ready to make some journals to take with me this weekend for a couple of people. And I'll probably do more of that this winter. I like doing a lot of stuff, but I have like craft ADD. I'll get started on something and then I'll do a couple little projects and move on. So I like to paint. I like to cross. My main thing that I spend my extra time on though, hobby-wise, is music. I play music, and that takes most of my crafting time away. I used to scrapbook. I mean, like bullet journaling. I love art in all its forms.
Well, BC Truck is asking if you've ever considered raising jackalope or snipe.
On snipe hunts pretty regularly, but no, we'll still on those. I want alpacas.
Josh Ford is asking, do you dehydrate peppers for chili powder? And if so, do you have any advice for getting started?
Yes, I've done that. It's awesome. Watch the dehydrator so you don't burn them to a crisp is what I'm saying. That's really the thing. Get to know your dehydrator. That makes Yeah, y'all keep subscribing. This is awesome.
She's a troublemaker, I can tell. You are my youngest son's age. When you said you were 32, I looked at you and I said, oh my God, that's Sean's age. 180 Degrees, she said she plays piano and guitar. Jess, do you play anything else besides those two?
No, I don't. I actually just started learning those instruments last year. I picked up a guitar about 10 I started learning, and then in February this year, a mentor, a dear friend of mine, gave me a keyboard, and the rest was history. I just played it all day, every day. And so I'm just learning those. I'm actually going to take some official lessons to get better, but those are the only two I played.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Cab 7.
Ben, how are you?
So how you doing, Ben?
I'm doing really good. Can you still hear me? I've got an echo like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
We can hear you fine.
Okay, you can hear me. You know, I don't know who this channel is up there right now, but I think it's called Come Meet Roots and Refuge Farm. Is that the name of them?
Roots and Refuge,
yes.
Refuge Farm, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Come Meet Roots and Refuge Farm. That's the whole title.
No, the entire title is Roots and Refuge Farm. Starts with roots.
He's being obstinate, you know.
I know he's being obstinate. I'm just holding him down here a little bit.
You got to give an old man a break. Give an old man a break. You're looking right this town now. Okay.
Yeah, I know how old
Come
you are.
Meet Roots and Refuge Farm. Okay, I got that. I can't find them on the internet. Why is that?
Well, you just wait till Sunday, Ben, and wait till we see what we name your live stream.
Be prepared. Hey, listen. No, seriously now. They're a young couple, and I'm old enough to be their dad, and I'm not embarrassed to say that, but she caught my attention when she said, I am an artist. Now, I do art myself. I'm an acrylic landscape painter. What kind of art do you do?
As far as painting goes, my favorite thing to do is watercolor. I sketch a little bit. Occasionally I'll do some sketching. I would say my favorite art form is photography. And I love to photograph emotional moments. That's my favorite thing to capture as far as art goes. Is in painting, I typically will draw or paint, animals, and I'm not fantastic at that. I just really kind of enjoy it. But I would say photography would be my main thing, and emotional moments with people, lifestyle stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah, I do photography. I do nature photography myself. we could sit down, we could just take over this show right now, and we could talk about what we got in common and all that. I don't think that Sharon and Daryl would mind. Well, hold on a second. Holy crap, I'm spending $1 a minute doing this phone call. Oh, crap. No, I just wanted to ask you that question. I really appreciate you responding to me. But you know what? Roots and Refuge Farm, you got yourself a new subscriber here in Cab 7.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ben, do you see what's up on the screen?
I remember that. Photography, yep.
When we were going to the HOA last year, we stopped in Pennsylvania and met up with Ben. And that's what he gave me.
That's right.
Wanted to
So
show
this
young lady, you wait and see what I've got for you this time.
Another hug.
Well, you're both going to get that, and I know Daryl's going to need a hug more than you because Daryl was freezing his butt off in the parking lot the last time.
Well, it was cold that night, and windy and rainy.
Well, listen, I don't want to take up anyone's time, but I appreciate you letting me come up and do this phone call with Roots and Refuge Farm.
Thank you, Ben.
We're glad you called, Ben.
Ben, thanks for calling.
All right, take care now.
Always good to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Miss Rose. Hello. Wholesome Roots. Rose is another wonderful lady. Our goat queen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rose is our goat queen. Get to get another neck hug from her this weekend.
I go back and answer the question about Star Wars.
Oh yeah, someone asked Jeremiah what his favorite Star Wars movie was. You need to talk about that.
I'm about to nerd out. Okay. Oh.
We lost your audio, Jeremiah.
All right, so as far as a complete movie from start to finish, I would have to say Return of the Jedi. As far as an emotional response to seeing it the first time, would have to be Revenge of the Sith. Because I shed real tears, like weeping tears, whenever Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker faced off on Mustafar, and there was like that emotional exchange of all that, and I cried a lot. So
speechless.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't ask me what my favorite Marvel movie is.
We don't have enough time for that.
Well, I see Bobblehead Homestead's in here. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, that's why I said long time no see.
That actually, I talked to Ben over at BBB Farm. Ben, if you're still in here, with comment so people can go follow you. They have a channel, and they live about 45 minutes away from us. And I just talked to him on the phone a couple of days ago about possibly trying to plan an Arkansas Homestead meetup. Not on the fix yet. I don't think we can have everybody at our house because I don't think we have parking, but if we could work that out possibly. But yes, we're talking about trying to plan something for 2019 for that.
That would be cool.
Okay.
I think it's 10:20.
Yep.
I know their kids have to, because one son goes to school.
So, golly, it has been very, very interesting, wonderful evening tonight.
Have smiles on both of their faces. She giggled through most of it.
Well, and he blushed a few times.
Yeah.
So.
We did good.
We did good. All right.
You guys in person.
So, we had a great time. We'd love to do it again.
Yes. And we can't wait till this weekend. We're going to get as many pictures, like Amy said. Take as many pictures as you can. Make sure that if you don't post them on Facebook, I don't know if Amy's still in here. make sure she gets a copy of them, because I'm sure she's going to put them on the Homesteaders of America page and possibly the website that she has. And videos, if you have them, that just don't do videos of the speakers, because they have somebody doing that, and that'll be for their members of the HOA. And those that are going
about using the hashtag if you post anything from the Homesteaders of America.
So can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we will see you guys later this week.
Thank you guys so much for having us on. It's such an honor.
Well, I don't know about that. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
You guys.
We enjoyed it.
You young kids make us old folk feel good here. That's the way that works. So, say goodbye to everybody.
Everyone, thank you for stopping. And
but don't hang up your phone.
Yeah.
Just
you two stay put.
You stay put. But say goodbye to everybody, and everybody have a wonderful week. We will. I do the Filmora editing class tomorrow night, if anybody has an interest. And we will see you next Monday night, fresh back from Virginia.
Yeah. And those that are going to be there, expect hugs. Come Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Okay, folks. Take care. And we will see you next week.
All right.